Ever wonder why scientists are so skeptical, especially when it comes to atoms? You see, atoms have this nasty reputation for being untrustworthy. I mean, can you really blame the scientists? After all, atoms are notorious for making up everything. Yes, you heard it right. They literally make up everything in the universe. Now, that's what I call a serious trust issue. And that's why I, along with the rest of the scientific community, have trust issues with atoms. Why don't we ever play hide and seek with mountains? Now, you might be thinking, well, that's absurd. Who could possibly play hide and seek with mountains? They're so big, so majestic, towering over everything with their snow-capped peaks reaching up to touch the sky. Their grandeur is undeniable, their presence unmissable. You're right, of course. Mountains are indeed the giants of our planet, the silent watchers of our world. They've been around for eons, witnessing the rise and fall of civilizations, silently keeping the secrets of the earth. But here's the real reason we don't play hide and seek with mountains. Are you ready for this? Here it comes. Because they always peak. That's right, those sneaky mountains, they're always peaking. They simply can't resist a good peek at what's going on. So, next time you're near a mountain, remember, no hide and seek. Why was the math book sad? Our story begins with an ordinary math book. But this wasn't just any ordinary math book. Oh no, it was a book filled with the complexities of life. It had seen better days, its pages worn and dog-eared, and each chapter filled with an ever-increasing number of problems. From algebraic expressions that made its spine shiver to geometric proofs that twisted its corners into knots, this book was more than just sad. It was overwhelmed. Fractions, equations, graphs, and matrices, they were all part of its daily grind. It was a never-ending saga of problems, and more problems. But then, like a bolt of lightning on a gloomy day, it hit us. The reason for the math book's melancholy was as clear as a polished protractor. Because it had too many problems. Maybe it should have tried a little more addition by subtraction. How many software engineers does it take to change a light bulb? Now that's a question worth pondering, isn't it? You might be picturing a room full of engineers, scratching their heads, staring up at the light fixture, perplexed. You might imagine them drafting up complex algorithms, creating intricate flowcharts, or even firing up their favorite coding software. It's almost as if they're preparing to launch a satellite into orbit rather than screwing in a light bulb. But here's the twist. After hours of intense deliberation and countless cups of coffee, they come to a startling conclusion. The punchline? None. That's a hardware problem. Yes, folks, apparently changing a light bulb is a task too tangible, too real-world for our software-savvy friends. It's a problem that exists outside the realm of zeros and ones, beyond the binary world they're so comfortable in. So, next time your light bulb goes out, don't call your techie friends. Why was the belt arrested? Pause for a beat. Now you might be thinking, a belt? Seriously? What could a belt possibly do? Well, allow me to spin a tale for you. This isn't any ordinary belt. No, this belt has been living on the edge, straddling the line between law and fashion. Once upon a time, in the world of apparel, our belt was a notorious character. Always on duty, always under pressure, always holding things together. Life was tough, but it was doing what it was made to do. You see, this belt was running a tight operation, keeping everything in check, making sure nothing fell apart. Then one day it got caught. The charge? Because it was holding up a pair of pants. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our belt was arrested for doing its job a little too well. Talk about a fashion police situation. Why was the computer cold? Ah, our dear friend, the computer. The one who tirelessly helps us draft emails, stream our favorite shows, and even order that midnight snack. But have you ever wondered about its own life, its feelings? Today, we're going to share a little tale about a computer who experienced a sudden chill. One day, our computer friend woke up, feeling a bit frigid. It was puzzled, for it had been in its usual cozy spot on the desk. There was no reason for it to be feeling cold. It hadn't been out in the snow or left in the fridge. No, it was right where it always was. Then, it dawned on it. The computer was cold because it left its windows open. Yes, folks, even computers can get a draft if they aren't careful about their windows. Remember, computers feel the chill too. Why don't eggs tell each other jokes? It's a question that has scrambled the minds of many. You see, eggs are quite the social bunch. They hang out close-knit in their carton homes, nestled together in the cozy confines of the refrigerator. They're the life of the breakfast party, always sunny side up, never shying away from a good sizzle on the stovetop. But when it comes to humor, they're a bit hard-boiled. They have a shell of a time understanding the yoke of a joke. They poach their brows trying to whisk up some sense of the punchline, but alas, they're often left fried. So why don't eggs tell each other jokes? Well, it's simply because they can crack up. Yes, that's right. One good joke, and they're all over the place. Quite the explosion it can be. So, be extra careful with your egg jokes. Why don't we ever give Elsa a balloon? Now there's a question that might leave you scratching your head. This is about Elsa, the Snow Queen from the blockbuster movie Frozen. She's got a heart as beautiful as a snowflake and a magical touch that can freeze anything in an instant. But balloons? Surely she can handle a simple balloon, right? Well, let's think about it. Elsa is known for a lot of things. Her stunning ice castle, her transformation from a scared princess to a confident queen, and of course her catchy anthem that kids and adults alike have been singing for years. You know which one I'm talking about. It's the song that taught us all the power of letting go. So why don't we give Elsa a balloon? Well, because she will let it go. Yes, that's the punchline. It's ironic, isn't it? That's the beauty of humor, my friends. Sorry, Elsa, no balloons for you. Opening. Why did the tomato turn red? Well, folks, let's take a moment to ponder about the humble tomato. It starts life as a wee little seed, snug in the soil. It sprouts, grows, and blossoms into a plant, reaching high for the sky. Then, one sunny day, a tiny green fruit appears, a promise of things to come. Day by day, it grows, nurtured by the sun and rain, still green as a leaf. Then one day, something peculiar happens. The little green tomato starts to blush, a tiny spot of red appearing on its skin. The red spreads like a sunrise over the horizon, until our little tomato is no longer green, but a bright, bold red. But why? Why this sudden change in color? Why did the tomato turn red? Well, the answer is quite simple and humorous. Because it saw the salad dressing closing, so even tomatoes can get embarrassed. Why don't we write with broken pencils? Ah, the humble pencil, a writer's best friend and worst enemy. It's been with us through thick and thin, from the first day of school to signing that important contract, or jotting down that $1,000,000 idea. But what happens when that faithful friend breaks? When the tip snaps, and you're left with nothing but a wooden husk? Life seems a bit dimmer, doesn't it? The words don't flow, the ideas don't connect. It's like trying to drive a car with a flat tire or trying to eat soup with a fork. It's frustrating, it's discouraging, it's pointless. That's right, the answer to our opening question is, because it's pointless. When our tools fail us, when the pencil breaks or the pen runs out of ink, it may feel like we're up against an insurmountable wall. But just like a broken pencil, it's not the end of the world. It's just a bump in the road, a chance to sharpen our resolve and carry on. After all, a pencil is most powerful when it's sharp, isn't it? So the next time you're faced with a broken pencil or any other hurdle in life, remember this joke, smile, and keep pushing forward, because life, like a good joke, is all about perspective. And that, my friends, is the point of our story today. Keep laughing, and remember, life is never pointless when you can find a reason to laugh.